This is the Voiceover Gurus podcast, real talk about the voiceover industry, with your hosts, Linda Bruno and JJ Wilson.
Are you ready, JJ?
I'm ready.
So what's going on, JJ?
Well, a lot of things. But today, the password is demo.
Demo. Oh.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Now, each contestant will have to go back and forth and figure out what we mean by that. Or we can just talk about it and do some good things. Because demos there's a lot that goes into them.
Yes.
I've been doing quite a few lately, and they really do. Once we get through the part where the talent gets through the recording of all the pieces that we need, which takes, depending on your experience, and then I get it, and I have to pick music, I have to edit the copy down, and there's an awful lot going on.
Well, I mean, we've talked about demos before, but I think now there's a different perspective because we've done several.
Yes.
At this point. So, it's like we've always done demos for ourselves or for friends or whatever. And obviously we work out of professional facilities. But now to actually experience it on a repetitive basis, it's like you start to learn and go, oh, wow, this is really involved.
Yeah. And I find that if you're directing the talent on the spots for the demo, it's really cool because then I know exactly where to look, and I went, oh, I want that word, the way she said that, I want that. And you write it down, and then when it comes time for me to put it all together, I've got some notes. Mm-hmm. And I just finished one that is just absolutely astounding.
Well, first off, welcome back to the Voiceover Gurus podcast.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, JJ.
That's right. We are the Voiceover Gurus.
Well, Brian Lee introduces us. That's why,
Oh, that's right. Hi, Brian.
We don't.
He probably won't hear me
here
really.
Right now.
Me too.
So
I've never even met Brian.
I know you haven't.
Yeah. He hasn't called me.
He doesn't call a lot of people. He's very busy.
Okay. I am too.
We speak through text and funny pictures from the past. That's it. That's how we speak. Okay. So anyway,
I'm cleaning my oven.
Very nice. Yeah. So you just finished a demo for one of our students.
So did I.
You just finished a demo.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And how'd that go?
It was absolutely extraordinarily, really, really, really freaking good.
And like you mentioned that you actually approached her for all of it because I never really got a chance to even work with her on this one.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and she said it's fine if I mention her name, and her name is Hollis. I won't give her last name. And very funny story about this, but I dated Hollis's mother when I was 18.
Wow.
And her mother is just a very wonderful lady. And Hollis went to acting college and graduated with a degree in theater, as we say. And she started studying with us probably 6-8 months ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But already had something going on. She really did, from all the practice and the knowledge she had from college. But she was kind of stuck.
Very well too.
Oh my gosh, that was a given right off the bat. But she had that. Everything was very loud when she first started.
And theatrical.
And her diction and theatrical.
Yes.
So we had to kind of retrain her. It's like somebody coming to us from, Y100. You got to get away from that kind of talking. So we had to kind of point her in a different direction, but she picked it up quickly and took several lessons and came to the Wednesday nights. And finally I said, okay, you know what? You're getting better at this. It's time to do your studio. So she went out and got the microphone, and I told her the cheap stuff on the wall, go to Walmart and get the egg foam. And she did all that and made it till it sounded really, really good. Mm-hmm. And then we started, I think she did a 6-pack and only used 3 of them.
Yeah, because she got there really fast.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent her spots and we worked on them. We didn't overwork them because that's not something you want to do. Mm-hmm. But 3 or 4 takes, and, I had what I needed.
That's great.
Of each spot for the most part.
We get that with, there's pros and cons to having a background in acting for voice acting. Pros, it's great. You're used to letting go. You're used to, but then there's the cons because I find that the actors that come here are very, they keep everything kind of intimate. Especially if they're, working for TV or for movies or something.
Right.
We have to step it up a notch with voiceover. And some of them complain. They're like, I don't feel genuine. I don't know how to, find it. So pros and cons to both of it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But she, got the amount of spots I needed done in 3 lessons. And then I put it all together. And when it gets to me, I do a whole bunch of different things. I mean, because what she's reading are 30s and 60s, and I have her read the whole thing.
Right.
So somehow I cut it down sometimes to 12, sometimes to 5.
Wow.
Sometimes to, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I move sentences to a different place just so that when I do condense it, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to do music searches.
Mm-hmm.
And then I send it to you, and you give me some great tips, like that one yesterday with that opening bed.
I'm like, JJ, don't kill me. There's a part that
No, but it was a great suggestion. The music you sent was perfect for it, and it led right into the next one. And that's also important.
Yes.
There's the mix, there's the sound, there's the order in which it appears.
Yes.
I like to go from, one thing and then to something completely different.
Yeah.
So that if they only listen to 25 seconds of your demo, they go, wow, she can go from here to here, just like that.
Right.
She's very versatile. Sometimes she's learned now to use that diction that she has in key places. There was a spot, it was very soft spoken, and she was like this, and she said, life's short, drive fast. And I could hear the ST, and it was just like, ooh.
And it worked.
And just little things like that can set up a producer and go, yes. But anyway, it's a really good demo.
But it's a process for a demo producer. And this is why you should have a lot of respect for demo producers, because you are moving sentences sometimes. And I know Dave here at the studio will change the positioning of, because you'll record the spot and then he'll be like, no, I think there should be more of a space between this sentence and this sentence. So he'll manipulate it.
Yes, I did that a lot.
And this is how the demo, it's not like anybody's faking anything because you still did it.
Right.
And if you were in a session, somebody would just coach you and say, can you just give me a bigger pause?
Tighten it up. Yeah, tighten it up, which is, and Hollis had done that. There was a one spot where there was like this, and this, but it was feeling too long to me. So I just took out a little space between, and it fixed it completely.
Wow.
But that's another part of having a demo and doing sessions, is that they'll get you really, really close, and then they'll say, the producer and the engineer and all that stuff, we'll take it from here. You did a great job, great read. It's all there, and they can do it like David was saying last night. He said, I'd fix that in post,
right?
Which is a common phrase. But the closer you can get without them having to fix too many things in post, that's a really good idea. So,
talking about demos, I know there's always the argument out there, I'll just make my own demo.
Oh, no.
It really, how much confidence do you have in yourself where you feel that you are ready to mix your own demo? And you have to keep in mind that this is the first impression that people are going to have of you.
This is your resume.
Right.
This is it.
So why would you cheap out and try to mix your own demo? And I'm sorry, but this is just something that I don't think is appropriate for when you're starting out. You get some experience under your belt, fine, you do what you want to do.
Sure, absolutely, because then you can use the real spots you've done and just create a demo.
But as a new talent coming out there, you need to make that investment in a professionally recorded demo that's professionally mixed. And we've talked about this before, but we're talking about it now because it keeps coming up. And I keep hearing people say, well, can't I just put some stuff together? And I'm just like, no, you can.
Sure.
But what impression do you want to give? Right. If that's going to be the thing you get judged on a pay-to-play site, on your website, you're sending it off to a production house or an ad agency, and that's the impression you want to give? I mean, why would you do this to yourself?
I like to have a cool beginning and a cool ending, and then everything good in between. And the thing that I find when people do their own demos is they don't know the technique to squish a 60 down to 14. There's magic in that.
I don't know how
there's
to do
magic
that.
in the music. You've got to, you get a 4-minute music cut, but you only need 18 seconds of it. And you got to get it, I'll explain. Music sometimes does a fantastic, what we call a post. And it's just where the music changes just a little bit, but it happens in the copy like in a beautiful place. And it helps with the transition in the copy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you work on that, you make it shorter, you extend one end, and you put, it's a job.
Oh, a big job.
And also learning how to make it make sense and keep it short.
Yeah.
I've gotten some demos where they just end the sentence in the middle of the spot, and it's like, yeah, and
and what else?
And it's okay sometimes if you just want to, if you're doing a fun demo, to just finish it off with a card disclaimer. I've done that before in my demos.
Mm-hmm.
I just do everything there is to do, and then I go.
But your first demo that you had, I know you had said that your father didn't like it.
Oh, he laughed.
He laughed.
He laughed. But I wasn't. I was 16,
and
I'd done it very infrequently. And when I was really sitting down to do it, I remember that one of them was for Kohl's mufflers in Miami. And I remember I was saying, and remember, Kohl's can fix your mufflers. And
mufflers.
But from then, I got into production.
Yeah.
And I learned how to do the production, and then I've probably done 500 or 600 demos now.
Wow.
For people.
My concern is that I think people think it's a quick path to the demo, and if you want to compete, you want to be competitive, you want to go against people that are confident in their own skills and are good at what they do, someone like me, you got to step up the game. And when I was starting out, you produced my first demo. And I went with the best people that I knew that could produce it for me, so I could be straight up proud of what I had to showcase my talent at that point in time. And I worked my butt off. I did not do any shortcuts. I didn't just decide I was going to do something, half-ass. And that's what I'm saying. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want to compete in this business? Now the New Yorker's coming out in me. But if you want, it's true. If I get friends who are like, oh, stop. You sound too nasty when you talk like that. This is business. Right? I do.
It is.
It is. It's business.
That's your resume.
Yes. This is business. And
you don't send a resume in crayon.
Right. Go
unless you're going to be a teacher for 4th grade.
And get some good coaching, make that fantastic demo, because think about the other people that you're competing against. Okay? That did go and get that great demo made.
Right.
And it's going to be the first demo of God knows how many demos you make.
Oh, I can't even begin to count the times I've redone my demo, because after this step, now Hollis is going to join the world of she's going to join the world of pay to play and this and that. And as she books real spots, she's going to start replacing what we made up.
Right.
And that's the first time you do that. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You take out one, you put that one's airing right now.
Yeah.
I want people to hear that one. So it's fun. And in, however long it takes, you eventually have a demo with nothing but real stuff that you've recorded and that has aired.
And that you're happy with.
That's right.
And that you're proud to have. Yeah.
That's right. Some of the spots I don't want on my demo.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
And then there's sometimes when maybe you haven't booked something for a particular type of read, but you can do it. So you create, that style of read for the demo.
Yes. And we're going to play Hollis's demo at the end of the show.
Yes. Yes.
So you can hear what she did and how she did it. There's some really good stuff in there.
So she said that she was pretty happy with it, huh?
Oh my God.
She
was like, she said, I was not expecting that. It's outstanding. It's like, wow. I think she was crying. I really do.
We had someone 2 weeks ago come in for his demo, and he listened to my studio and he started crying.
Yeah.
And he was crying for a few reasons. He was crying because he loved it.
Your chair was on his foot?
Right. The other reason was because of things that had happened in his life. He was always giving to others, helping his family, helping others. And this is the first thing he'd done for himself. And he'd gone through a lot of rough stuff. And so this brought tears to his eyes. My student that came in this morning, she told me that she looked up a job that she did book through me and started crying when she saw it on the website. Now, we're in the process of making her demo, but you want to feel that pride when you hear yourself, be it
Yes.
on your demo or your first job or anything that you book. You want to hear yourself and go, wow, I did it. All that
Yep.
hard work has made me listen to myself, and I move myself. I move myself,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And the fun thing is if you're, really all over the TV or the radio or what have you, and you get divorced, your ex-wife is going to have to listen to you for the rest of your life.
I'm sure you had to have that happen,
I
right?
did, and I told her that as I walked.
This is your hell.
I said, "You may not see me, but I'm going to be at your dinner table every night." She went, "Oh God."
That's not
No,
very nice,
we're friends.
JJ.
We're friends. I'm just kidding. But I've had people call me from Italy and go, "I can't get away from you. Get
Really?
out of my cabin on the cruise ship, please." I'm going, "Please make the bets before you leave. Thank you. Do not toot the boat horn." Things like that.
Oh, funny.
But yeah,
Funny.
and then the demos, when you hear yourself the first time on I remember it was my first on camera job, and it was the lottery that I've spoken about before, where I did 100 takes to say I won. And I saw it finally one night. It was about, I don't know, 11:30 at night. I called my mom and dad. My mom was asleep. My dad was quite ill at that point. It was like, well, he died the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. But I said, "I was just on TV." And he goes, "You're kidding." And I went, "No, it was so cool." I said, "I won." And he was very excited for me. And so, yeah. So it is exciting. And then you have the other end of the spectrum. You're seeing yourself doing this major account all these years, and then you're at dinner, and then you see somebody else doing
Right,
it.
yeah.
And you go, "Oh my God, I just lost all that money. What am I going to do now?"
There are
So they're happy and sad times.
many, many sad times.
Yes.
But there are sprinkled in with lots of happy times too.
Isn't that tinkled?
Tinkled
Oh, no, it
and
would be
sprinkled,
sprinkled.
yes. The length, what, sprinkled and tinkled?
I do not. I have good aim.
I wanted to just
I
quickly.
painted the walls of the bathroom yellow. Just
Oh,
for
come on.
no, with yellow paint.
I know,
well,
but
that way
the
you can't
reasoning
tell.
is it's gross. It's
Oh,
disgusting.
this podcast is going down
I know.
down the
It's
toilet,
gonna
isn't it?
change Now, oh God.
Yes.
Hollis was a pretty.
Feeling a little flushed.
Oh God. Now, Hollis isn't a typical example because you only coached her for 3 sessions and she was ready. I mean, she'd gone to a bunch of online workouts and
Yes,
she
she did.
practiced.
She earned it. She did do a lot of sessions with us individually, a lot of workouts, and really practiced.
Because I will say that the students that come here to train with me, it's probably on average 8 sessions. If they work hard, if they practice, if they, do their homework, and have an ear for it, then it's about 8 sessions where I can grab as much that I think is really, really good. That seems to be the average timing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
And the last 4, I usually say, "Get your room going now."
Mm-hmm.
When I start hearing that they're getting it and they can get that read that I want, I immediately stop them and I say, "It's time.
Yeah, get that room
Get
together.
the room sounding
Mhm.
good and start recording every session we do together. I want everything."
Right.
So, yeah, get the good mic and, you don't have to go crazy.
We keep it open-ended as far as like when you're going to be ready to make a demo, because everybody's different and how you learn
Absolutely.
and how you but considering it's on average about 8 sessions, that's why the demo focus package that we offer is 8 sessions.
Right.
There is no guarantee at the end of the 8 sessions that you're going to be ready for a demo, but there's a good chance you will.
Right.
So when you're thinking about it and go, how long is this going to take for me to get that demo? It's really not a long process if you put in the work.
Right. Exactly.
But if you I can
Yep.
say it.
Some-
Ass, can I?
Oh, yes.
If you half-ass it, then you're going to be
Yep.
coming back and trying to do another demo again. But yeah, it's not like we're saying you got to study for 6 months before you're ready for it. If you put in the work, it can happen
Right.
for
And
you.
you have something going for you when you get here.
Yeah.
But if you're a complete novice, then it might take a little longer. We had, we have anyway. All of a sudden, this one person is just all of a sudden it's starting to click a little.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was a little worried there for a little while, but all of a sudden, and so for people who have no background in this at all,
If you're a
it might
fast
take a
learner, though, yeah,
right. If you're a fast learner, right, exactly.
the process will not be as long.
And just please don't forget that when you have that demo, you're only about 1% done.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about that. Speaking of that, we've got some really cool ideas. We're going to take a little break and then.
Yes. So this is going to be our last podcast for August. And everybody, hope you had a great summer. But we will be back in September. We're going to take a few weeks off. And I'm excited because we are going to have a monthly membership that folks can join where you get access to a masterclass, a different masterclass every month. It'll be like a 3 hours. It'll be a 30-minute pre-recorded class on a specific topic in the industry, because the way we feel is the time that you spend with us live is usually us coaching you and helping you with the product. But then what do you do after that? You got to learn how to edit. You got to learn how to do billing. You got to learn how to do marketing. And so our master classes are going to be focused on the other aspects that we don't cover with you personally or in the podcast or anything like that. Right. So we're going to do that. We're also going to have a monthly phone call Q&A, a Zoom Q&A, so everybody can get together, chat, ask questions, but we're going to add some cool stuff to it as well. So I'm excited.
We're expanding.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's going to be awesome. And for the people who have never done anything in this business, there will be options for you to start from the very word go with your book that you wrote and the classes that you've come up with. And I'm going to maybe do some videos to go along with that, or just do it live with them over the 30-minute session.
Exactly.
And because there are just the people don't realize how many things there are to know about this.
And we know, we know that it's a lot, which is why we're breaking it down very simplistically. So that way you're not overwhelmed and you can learn at your pace and learn easily. We're also going to have, breakdowns, PDF breakdowns to tell you what we covered in the masterclass. So that way you have a resource that
diction,
you can go
warming up, from the very word go.
Right.
This funny that you and I were speaking this morning shortly after I'd woken up, and you said, "You still have your morning voice." And I went, "Yes, I do."
I didn't even know you had a morning voice, honestly.
Well, there's nobody here. I get up and I don't say anything to anybody for an hour.
You woke up and you were perfect. You were perfect.
Oh, no. I have that. If I have a certain read to do, I'll actually wait till the morning when I get up.
When you have
it requires that. But yes.
I'll say one thing. I know that it kind of seems like I'm behind the ball because we just got the Facebook community group open.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah,
I think
it's working
cool.
out pretty cool. Man, it's only for students. So I know if you try to join, you're not going to be able to join unless you take an online workout with us. It's just we're keeping it just for students. And a lot of people all know each other.
How do they, if they have taken us, what do they do to join it? Just put in I'd like to join you?
Oh, yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah, it's an approval process. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
But
what do we do? Background checks?
Yes. Call parents. Call. See if you have a vet.
Cavity search? No.
But I kind of get.
Too cavity.
I always say I'm a little late in the game on this stuff, and it's only because, we're full-time voice actors. Yeah. So for us to get all this other stuff done, in addition to now coaching, it really makes time. The time is limited. Let's put it that way. So now we have the group, which is great. And we're going to offer the other things as well to help people. But I have to be honest, putting together the information from the basic, because it's something that we do every day, you don't even think about anymore. If you're a professional at something and you're making money, you're not thinking about it. You're not going, oh, now I'm going to open up my CRM. So to take it down to, you're like, what? What's a CRM? I have told you so many times.
Control room monitor. No?
Yeah. So that's been the difficult part, honestly, is to organize it and really go down to basics and think, okay, how do I talk about this if I know to someone who knows nothing about it?
Yes.
So that's been the delay.
And we were talking before the show about people maybe signing up or, giving us a quick sign up on the thing and say, you know what? And I didn't think about this one when you and I were talking because we were gearing it towards voices.com, voice 123. Mm-hmm. But if you have an audition that you have a couple of days to do, and you have questions about that and need some guidance and some coaching through the audition, I think maybe we're going to come up with something for that as well.
Like a short little session.
a short little session,
Mm-hmm.
but it won't work with the quick ones.
Right.
Because by the time you
Yeah.
call me and I go to the bathroom and I'm doing a session and then I get back to you, they've already booked the spot on voices.com and there's
Right.
no point. But there are the ones that give you 3, 4, 5 days to do.
Right.
So that's interesting. I just thought of that. Wow.
Folks, I know JJ's extremely approachable, but a lot of people,
I am so.
a lot of people reach out to JJ directly and ask him for help. And he's just
and I
so
love that.
nice. He's so
I love that.
nice. But he's working as well. So I am always like, come on, JJ, you're so nice. But what about your voice job? What about your day job? Let's try to work on that too. Which is why
Yeah.
we're thinking if we can slot out times, it'll be easier to
Right.
address.
Right.
So it's
Maybe
not,
a 20-minute thing or something.
yeah. So a lot of stuff coming up in the fall. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Very good.
We'll
Very good.
continue the coaching and all that good stuff, but hopefully everybody's are you raising your hand?
Demo talk
Is
That's what
done.
is done. But that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see everybody after the short break.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really.
It'll be-
And yeah.
If you're
So-
just finding our podcast, I get emails about this. This is probably the best way to get a free resource of information because, we don't charge for the podcast, obviously.
No.
We don't even have sponsors. So this is all
And
coming out of our
we've had
pockets.
25,000
Well,
downloads.
more now.
25,007 downloads.
But I encourage you to just binge it. Go back to the beginning.
Absolutely. You can pretty much not pay anybody anything and learn voiceovers to the podcast.
I know.
Linda, we need to talk, okay?
Because there's like 76 episodes now.
Wow.
But it's a great
Nope,
resource.
Don't need the classes. I've listened to all 76. Thanks.
Right.
Just booked a New York major.
There
Okay.
you go. Well, that wraps it up for today's episode.
Maybe
of
we should
Voiceover
lie a
Gurus.
little on the next one and give them wrong information. No,
Hey.
I wouldn't do that.
How do they know we haven't been lying?
Oh, because my
Oh.
nose is the same size. Even after the board hit it. All right.
You have questions, you have comments, you have topic ideas, send us an email to info@voiceover.guru.
Cool.
Yes, and we will
And-
see you this fall.
And don't forget, here comes Hollis's demo.
Yes, that's right. Before we sign out and sign off, Hollis's
And so-
demo.
Hollis's demo.
Da-da-da-da. Hollis's demo.
Finding anything at a home improvement store meant searching for hours, getting dirty, and lost. Today, there's Lowe's. The 3/4 inch bolts are where it says 3/4 inch bolts. Plumbing? Well, that's in plumbing. Friends, this is why logic makes sense. Lowe's. The future. You used to chase it. Now you're living in it. The Wavefront is an all-electric automobile that propels driving into a new era. With sleek aerodynamic design, there's no more getting left behind. Life's short. Drive fast. In the heart of the upper Midwest, tucked between the action of the Twin Cities, there's a place that gives new meaning to the word welcome. Welcome to Bloomington, where families do more than just come together. They make memories that last a lifetime. So stop by and stay a while, because in Bloomington, it's always a good time. A national taste test proves it. Dannon low-fat plain yogurt is the best tasting of all plain yogurts. And with a yogurt that good, it doesn't seem fair to be called just plain. It's just as rich, creamy, and delicious as ever, but with no artificial anything. Dannon. Say hello to a new kind of nail color. Good, Kind, Pure by Sally Hansen. Color that's good, color that's kind, color that's pure. Plus, it's 100% vegan. Available in 30 shades, inspired by nature. Only from Sally Hansen. Surf's Up! Watch our series chronicling the journey of 3 men searching for the biggest waves in the world. We get inside the heads of extreme surfers embarking on a rush of a lifetime. Surf's Up! Tonight on the Extreme Summer Sports Network.
Thanks for listening to the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Real talk about the voiceover industry. Learn more about us and get coaching at voiceover.guru.